First, the OG green guy, Edward Norton. Edward Norton's Hulk era, it's also his difficult era. The Incredible Hulk production is famous for being littered with drama, much of it allegedly caused by lead actor Edward Norton. Writer of The Incredible Hulk, Zach Penn, shared in a new book that Norton kind of took control creatively of the screenplay and would frequently make changes. Some minor things, like names of small characters, but others bigger, like an ending scene. Penn claims that the ending of the movie was written as Ross throwing Banner from the helicopter, but Norton changed that to Banner intentionally jumping out of the helicopter. This might not seem like a big deal, but Banner was going to land on a civilian area. Having him jump out intentionally instead of being pushed puts any potential casualties on his shoulders, which is not very hero of him. Norton was allegedly so hard to work with that Feige doesn't want to work with him again. After The Incredible Hulk was done, Feige did release a statement to let people know that the Hulk would be recast. The reason given was that Marvel was looking for someone who would be more collaborative, and that guy of course turned out to be Mark Ruffalo. Jonathan Majors was Marvel's next big thing, but that was quickly stripped from him following accusations from a former romantic partner that eventually turned into a guilty verdict. Apparently, according to an investigation done by the Rolling Stone, in which they interviewed 40 people over 3 months that have known Majors during his career, Majors has been a bad guy all along, even back in school. The group was mainly former friends, co-workers, and classmates, and all chose to speak anonymously as they were afraid of repercussions or personal attacks from Majors and his legal team. Almost every witness that was around when Majors was in a relationship shared that the actor was unpredictable, occasionally physical, but it was mainly emotional harm. This article cites 9 people sharing the same story, that one former girlfriend of Majors did end up physically harmed by him. One witness made the claim that Majors' former girlfriends are all under agreements to keep quiet. Those that worked on set with him shared that concerns were often raised regarding his treatment of crew members. Allegedly, there was a shoving incident on the set of Magazine Dreams. Those that went to school with him shared that he was a great actor due to his bluntness and intensity, but those qualities were also his downfall. Occasionally, it would become too much, and the other students would fear for their safety, leading to them sending a complaint to Yale administrators. One of the 40 witnesses was quoted speaking on Majors' romantic life, saying, "It was pervasively known that he was a good actor and that he would also terrorize the people that he had dated." Rolling Stone did send a request for comment to Majors' legal team, to which they apparently sent back 6 character witness statements from women Majors was either close to or did date. Rolling Stone, they left no stone unturned and did contact the 6 women directly. Turns out, 3 of them never gave his team permission to release the statements, and a 4th claimed hers was pre-written, not truthful, and that she had never approved of its release. Majors has recently been cast in a new role, his first since everything went down, so we will have to wait and see what the future holds for him. Terrence Howard played the character Rhodey in the first Iron Man movie, and he will probably never touch an MCU script again. The reason the role was recast initially was likely due to financials. Howard was the highest paid actor on the first Iron Man because he was like the big name, but after its success, RDJ became the guy. For the second movie, RDJ was now going to get a bigger paycheck. The issue was Howard allegedly wanted an even bigger one, so that's where the problem was. Marvel allegedly was unwilling to do that, so the role was recast. Rumors have been circulating for years that another thing that didn't help the actor's case was his portrayal of the character. Allegedly, Marvel higher-ups weren't pleased with his performance. Now, years down the road, Howard is off the table for completely different reasons. He started speaking about inventing new math and science, claiming that 1 × 1 is 2, saying he will end gravity, he's gonna make a new Saturn, things like that. Wesley Snipes has made his triumphant return to the character Blade in Deadpool and Wolverine, and fans are loving it. The last time Snipes took up the role was in the final Blade movie, Blade Trinity, and that movie was riddled with on-set drama. Co-star Patton Oswalt did a famous interview with Random Roles in which the final Blade installment came up. Oswalt literally held nothing back. He claimed that Snipes was crazy in a hilarious way. He wouldn't come out of his trailer, only come to set when it was time for close-ups, otherwise his stand-in was used. Allegedly, he asked the director to quit. After a disagreement with the director, he would only talk to him through post-it notes signed Blade. Then there was a whole thing with Ryan Reynolds. Ryan is known for his improv, especially comedic improv like Hello, Deadpool, Anyway, he was doing a little of that while working on the third Blade movie, and apparently Snipes did not appreciate that very much. Snipes was method acting in that movie, and the character Blade doesn't seem like the type to participate in a knock-knock joke, so Ryan's constant jests got old fast. Once in an interview, Ryan shared that in the movie when he turns to a co-star asking if Wesley hates him and gets confirmation, he didn't actually know the cameras were rolling, that was real. One of the biggest stories to come from the set was the t-shirt incident. One day, the extras were allowed to wear their own clothes for a shot, and the only black extra on set in the scene chose to wear a shirt that said garbage on the front. When Snipes got to set, he was very angry that they were making the only person of color wear a shirt that says garbage. He called the director out and then attempted to attack him. Every part of the situation does look bad. Should he have attacked the director without all the facts? No, but maybe someone should have stepped in and not approved the garbage shirt. I understand where Snipes is coming from. He probably reacted that way because he's seen how the industry treated people of color. That doesn't excuse the other stuff, of course. Seeing him back in Blade's shoes was a real treat, and we all know that he has a pretty good sense of humor since he led a joke about the Ryan feud stay in the movie. Blade says, "I don't like you." Deadpool responds, "You never did." Tommy Lee Jones played Chester Phillips in the first Captain America movie, but it was his role in the 1995 Batman franchise that didn't go smoothly. Playing Two-Face in Batman Forever opposite Jim Carrey's Riddler seemed to be Jones's worst nightmare. Jones wasn't a fan of Carrey's buffoonery, and he said that right to his face. Carrey happened to go to the same restaurant as Jones for dinner one night. When he pulled up a chair at Jones's table, the actor was less than thrilled to see him, outright telling Carrey he hated him and didn't like him. Of course, Tommy Lee Jones is a professional, so his hatred for his co-star didn't affect the filming process too much. Jim Carrey had his own theories on why Jones might have hated him so much. It just wasn't the sort of work he was used to, so he was uncomfortable and out of his element at the time. Stuart Townsend was almost Thor's best friend, but jumped ship before filming even began. The Irish actor was cast in the role of Fandral. Officially, he departed due to creative differences. Unofficially, people think it was because he was allegedly difficult to work with. Townsend seems to have a history of behavior like this, initially being cast in a role in the Lord of the Rings movies, but then leaving one day before filming, again, allegedly because he was difficult to work with. Neither side has outright said that, but Townsend did say that he was relieved to be let go and that he had no good feelings for the people in charge, so people kind of inferred from there. In addition to on-set problems, the actor was arrested back in 2019 for being physically careless with his wife. When police arrived at the couple's home and separated them, Townsend warned his wife not to say anything, but she complained of pain in her arms. The actor was released after posting a $50,000 bail.